neighborhood, Rashida Tlaib would like to see the police eliminated. Quote, no more policing, incarceration, and militarization, Tlaib wrote this week. It can't be reformed. Again, militarization is fine if the military is protecting her. She's got federal troops. No, not for you. You get mob rule. Now, we're not making this up. We're not misquoting her. She's demanding this in public as a member of Congress, and many are. Watch this character on MSNBC tell you that we must abolish your police department immediately.
I've been saying we need to abolish American policing as it currently exists. It doesn't work. You know, the average homicides that are actually solved by police departments, only about 35%. You know the number of rapes and sexual assaults that are solved by police departments? Less than 60%. You know the percentage likelihood of being shot unarmed as a black person is like 5 times as likely than a white person. Policing doesn't work the way we're doing it right now.
A panel of privileged people telling you to abolish the police, but they're not saying actually abolish the police. We often claim they are, but listen very carefully. They're saying they want to abolish American policing as it currently exists. And that raises the question, how does policing currently exist? Here's how. Local communities get to control it. So the cops walking down your street, you hire them. They work for your town. You pay their salaries. And that's what Rashida Tlaib doesn't like. That's what offends MSNBC. The thing they hate about community policing is they don't control it. And that means they can't use your local police department to punish you for your political views. For that, they have to go to the FBI, and it drives them crazy. So abolishing the police doesn't mean getting rid of people with guns. It merely and specifically means stripping you of any control over your local law enforcement. So it's just a more ambitious form of gun control. It's meant to disempower the citizenry, not protect them. When your police department answers to them, things will be very different. To get a sense of how different, take a look at what the Biden administration is doing in the state of Oregon. In the past few days, federal prosecutors have essentially dropped half a dozen federal felony cases that arose from those famous riots in Portland last summer. The feds reached non-prosecution agreements. Those agreements ensure that people who committed felonies will walk away with no criminal record of any kind. Oh, Samuel Montoya is not getting that. So what are the defendants in Oregon accused of doing? Well, much more than trespassing. One of them, a woman called Alexandra Uten, was charged with beating a Portland police officer in the head with a wooden shield as he was trying to make an arrest. Another defendant, called Alexis Darren Graham, was charged with trying to bring down a police aircraft with a laser pointer. Now that's bad, obviously, but it's not quite as bad as, say, voting for Donald Trump or walking around the U.S. Capitol building with a camera. Alexandra Uten and Alexa Graham will not have a criminal record by the end of this. Samuel Montoya, by contrast, could spend the next 7 years in jail. You see what's going on. You hate even to say it out loud, but it's too obvious to ignore. Two systems of justice. One for the allies of the people in charge, and a very different one for their enemies.